Hello everyone. So if you ever wondered if YouTube and all these other platforms out there are willing to censor you over your opinion, look no further than what we have here today. In an article by NTD News by a Jack Phillips, posted December 9 of 2020, YouTube to delete content alleging presidential election fraud. Yes, you heard that headline right. Anyone who contests the election is supposed to be out of here. They don't want you. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And anyone else that hears it shouldn't be hearing it. But we read on to the article. YouTube announced that from December 9, it will block and remove content that contains statements, quote, alleging widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of a historical U.S. election. Now let's put a pause on that. For the longest time, we've seen down at the bottom of our screens that the AP had already called the election. And as you would suspect, these people are very angry that we didn't get the hint. So now they're willing to take it into their own hands and make sure that they change history because they don't want this out there. Keep in mind, this is going to get rid of history. Some people didn't agree that Joe Biden won, and we can't have that. When we look back at things 20 years from now, we can't have anyone thinking that this was contested. We've been saying on our channel before that YouTube is more than willing to censor you, to shut you down, ban you. They will not even hesitate to get rid of you for so much as a warning. If you look at their asterisk fine print when you sign up to be a YouTuber, it says down there that they don't even need to make these rules, that they can get rid of you for any reason that they want. It's their platform. And as long as it's viewed that way, we're going to have more of this nonsense where their political views override yours just because they're more powerful than you. They can change history at a drop of a hat because they are indeed elite, because they are indeed powerful. And they know it, and they're going to use that to change history and change an election. But we read on. The Google-owned firm said that it was because the, quote, safe harbor deadline on December 8 in the presidential election had passed, claiming that, quote, enough states have certified their election results. So let me get this straight. Any other thing is not science other than your science. If your science says that it's wrong, then you're right, right? Fact of the matter is, you don't know whether or not this election was rigged. No one really knows that for sure. Not one single solitary person on this planet can go, yes, we know for a fact this occurred. We saw it. We're a witness. All of them did it. No one can say that. But Trump has a right to find out whether or not he legally lost an election or not. When they talk about the safe harbor deadline, first off, that doesn't even matter either, because you still have to have the electorates come in on the 14th and give their votes. That still has to happen as well. The safe harbor deadline doesn't really dictate anything other than the safe harbor deadline. And it's not a barometer of where a social media platform should say that they're going to censor you. We like how this article phrases it, that it is going to be deleted, not censored. We think the word should be censored because that's what they're going to do. This is censorship of history, and this is censorship of current politics. But we read on. However, there are still outstanding legal challenges, including one in the Supreme Court, that could change the outcome of the election. YouTube's statement made no mention of these, and it made no mention of the December 14 electoral vote college date. We find it funny that YouTube decides that they're going to censor or go after anything you say or do when they themselves are omitting details, when they are actually adding their own little conspiratorial input there. You decline to actually inform people that it is not over and the Electoral College has not finished doing their job. You decline to tell them that, and you decline to let them know that these outstanding legal challenges, including the one in the Supreme Court, could actually change the outcome of the election. But you decline to tell everyone that. You try to strip them of their actual history. And anybody who you don't agree with, your first item of logic is that they should be censored, banned, everything else. Someone should lose their livelihood. Some people make money off of YouTube, and that's their whole entire living. But because some higher corporate elite nonsensical person at YouTube, Facebook, or any of these other social media sites decide that you can't do it, you're out of here. You're done. And it's amazing that people that are even on the Democrat side even have any logic against this argument. You're saying that we can, at any point, if we don't like our political history, we can bury it. The rest of the world must not know. This is censorship of the highest caliber, and this actually points more and more to the divisiveness of this country, and not only the divisiveness, but the actual corruption. Because if there was nothing to hide, there'd be nothing to hide. All these social media platforms, they've been bought up by Chinese investors. They don't care what any American thinks. They don't care what any person in any country thinks. They're going to get their money regardless of what America does. They're going to get their money regardless of what any other country does. But our goal here in this country should absolutely be taking some type of control against social media. These people aren't being unbiased with allowing people to talk. They're sticking their foots in your mouth. And they're telling you what you can and cannot say, which is a direct violation of our constitutional First Amendment rights. The number one rights of American citizens is being usurped because somebody's saying that they're a platform on their own. Well, they're working inside of America. If they're working inside of America, they are under American jurisdiction. So if you have your company, your platform, or anything on there, freedom of speech should be numero uno regardless of what company you are. When we allow comments down at the bottom, as long as you're not saying some really horrendous things or cursing everyone out, we'll usually let it stand regardless of its opinion. We don't believe that censoring anyone for their opinion is something that's okay. But December 9th, it will start to remove content that contains statements that have anything to do with widespread fraud or errors changed in the outcome of a historical U.S. election. You won't edit out elderly people being beat at homes, at old folks' homes. You won't edit that out. You won't stop people from printing it. That can be right out up front. But how dare if anyone comes along and represents a history that is not of your liking? We gotta say, America is doomed if they can't speak their mind. Forget this platform protection nonsense. You're operating your business inside of America. And when you're operating your business inside of America, you're under the jurisdiction of American rules. Whether you're a protectorate, a state, it doesn't matter. You're under the jurisdictions of those rules. And when you tell me that we are provided certain protections ourselves as a platform, you want to censor Trump. You want to censor people that talk about everything. Well, what happens when you are the one being censored, Mr. Social Media Wizard? What happens when it's your platform, your company, your ideologies that are being censored? Is that at all unfair then? We like to think that these corporate CEO types, they love to practice their freedom of speech, but if anyone else does it, it's a horrendous offense. And it's amazing that we have anybody in America that believes this nonsense that censorship is a good thing depending on what it is. If you believe that, then you don't believe in freedom anymore. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful afternoon, a good night, a good morning, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. Also, drop a comment down below. We like to talk with you. We like to pick your brain. And if you have any ideas for new videos, drop a line below. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you're going to have a problem with getting our videos. God bless each and every one of you. See ya.